Oh, baby. Hello, y'all. You see how cute she is? Look at how big she is. Are you a big girl? Are you a big girl? Look at how cute. I hope everybody's having a good St. Patrick's Day. Villain just sees. Yeah, I'm gonna drive up there. Villain just sees the door, and how you doing, Amber? She is getting so big, y'all. Look at her. Say hello. Can y'all hear her? What's her saying? Where you going? She's so cute. She's so cute. Can you hear her? Are you talking to them? You probably can't hear her. She's just eating. She's been eating a lot better, actually. But she got a couple of. I figured that. Can you hear her? What are you saying? What are you saying? Look at you. Yeah, you can hear her. You might be able to hear her if you have like headphones in. What's her saying? But she today, or was it yesterday? How much, please? She weeks when I move the bag now. She starts talking. Hi, be gross. So she's learning, but she is talking. I'm gonna put her back. Hold on. Villain, get out of there. Get out. That's not for you. Can you hear her? She's like, ma'am, I was having fun, and you took me off my place. Hold on a second, y'all. Yeah, she's been eating a lot better though. Uh, you hear it? Did you hear when I put it back? She's like, come back out and get me. I know. She's saying something, that's for sure. You can hear her, right? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Villain, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Villain wants all in the mix. Come here, Billy. Come here, Billy. Want to say hi? She's like, I want to say hi to that thing. Come here. I want to say hi. Say hello. Say, I'm not the baby anymore. Oh, my Siri is picking up. Say hi, Billy. Say hi, everybody. I'm not a baby anymore. I remember when she was a baby. Listen, it's cold here, y'all. It's cold here. No, you can't touch her. Hold on, y'all. It's the only way that I'm going to be able to focus. Yeah. I wanted a couple of things I wanted to talk about. My computer's doing something, so I apologize. I know, y'all, she's so big. I have a picture of her like stretched out. Hold on, maybe I could find it. Hold on. And I was like, when the fuck did she get that big? Look, hold on. Yeah, it's cold in Florida. It's cold here for sure. Like you see the way I'm dressed. Also, you like my shirt? Be kind of a bitch. We like that, you know. Yeah, it's chilly. Are you cold too in Texas? I know. But she is calming down. Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know about any of that. I'm trying to get this picture. Hold on. Look, you see how stretched out she is? She's fucking, it's like she's huge. She's huge now. Snowing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I know my daughter said that she got snow yesterday. I'm imagining that by now, well, let me take care of some housekeeping stuff real quick. If you see me drinking something hot, it's cold. I got out of work super late today because when I took a break, I was kind of busy and I took longer than I would like to. All right. So I just want everybody to understand that I'm never going to give somebody that I think is an active addict or even have an idea that they're an active addict. I'm never going to give them cash. Ever. I don't care about the excuses. I do not care about any of that. I'm never going to put cash in their hands. All right. Now, with that being said, I appreciate you likes. With that being said, I understand that a lot of people feel some kind of way, and you're entitled to that. For me, let me tell you where I sit, right, as far as this stuff goes. I have to assume that if I don't, hi, Hammer, how are you? If I don't help him or buy him the ticket to leave, God forbid something happens to him and I have to live with myself. Okay. Now, with that being said, all right, Kelly, you skank. All right. Kelly is very upset that that he hopped on that live, right? And I meant to go back and watch it, but I didn't. I didn't have the time. Let me explain how I see this, right? And I know I've said this before, where when you're in that kind of relationship, right? Think about it like if you're an addict in recovery, like how every time you got clean or tried to get clean, you went a little further, right? It's kind of the same for a toxic relationship where you want to leave, you want to leave, you want to leave. Now, just my opinion, Jonny did what he did yesterday. Maybe he wasn't aware of it fully, but I 100% believe he did it to torpedo any chance that he had, because Kelly is rather upset. Do I think that throwing an accusation on him if he's not out of your house in an hour that he touched your daughter is appropriate? Absolutely not. And you're a real piece of shit for that. But we could just add that to the list of the piece of shit things that you have done. All right. My personal belief is that it should be treatment. And Kelly seems to think that there is hold on, let me see. So after he got off the live yesterday, Kelly went to the house and he was on the phone with somebody. That call was recorded. All right. That call was recorded. Dare I say that another one was recorded by accident as a voicemail where y'all are discussing caps. Anybody have an idea what comes in caps? I agree, Splatter. I agree. So I don't think that they meant for those to be recorded, but they were. They were. There's a very long voicemail that was, I don't know if it was left by accident, to be honest. I think that it might have been left on purpose, but I can't say. Hi, Veda. Dope comes in a cap. Dope will come in an empty capsule that they put the dope into. So why would y'all be discussing caps? And Kelly, you could choose not to believe me, but you told him something about a white trash bag. How would I know that if it wasn't recorded? How would I know that you told him go have Villain take care of it for you? Does that burn your chaps? Does it burn your chaps that when he wants to get away from you, he contacts me? Also, I I just want everybody to understand that I don't he burns his bridges, right? And that's the truth of it. Um there will be nothing. Oh yeah, she was big mad. She was big mad. So mad that you throw a threat like that out there though. I don't think that's appropriate, you know. I don't think that's appropriate. I also think it's really fucking stupid for you to be posting proof that you're violating the terms of your bond. But nobody said that you were a smart criminal because you always get caught. Oh yeah, she was big mad. She was big mad. Let's go back, shall we? Hold on. You lie. You continue to lie. Yeah. Just so you believe me that I have it. Okay. There's actually, I think, 2 or 3 more of those. I believe so. And that's why I believe treatment is the only way to go. There was a bus that I was going to get him on last night. He told me to buy the ticket, and thank God I didn't, because the ticket is over $200. Okay. I'm not spending that money for him to not get on the bus. I'm not doing that. Okay. So if and when he gets in the car, I will buy the ticket. That is the only way it'll happen. I know that there are other people that I've gotten messages of where he is asking them for money. He is not getting a penny out of me. Will I facilitate him leaving? Yes, but that is the only thing that I got. That it's just the way it is. And it's not, maybe it's selfish, right? It's me that doesn't want to live with the what ifs. Call it what it is. But we've done this many times before, you know, so I don't have too much faith in it. But I'm not sure, Shay. Hi, Tired in Ohio. Right. And that's all I got. That's all I got, you know. There is no way that I would give him cash. And I understand that there are people that are like, I would never do that. I would never do that. And just to be like 100% clear, I would probably do the same for anybody. All right. That fell through. I don't know. So when I was at work, I told him I'd call him when I left. Hi, Grace. I hope you're doing all right. It's the place to go. That's the issue here, right? The place that he was going to go to, she has children, and that is not a safe place for the condition that he's in right now. And I understand that. I 100% agree with that. But I'm not, here's my thing. I'm not going to put him on a bus for him to get to Pittsburgh and not have a place to stay. You understand? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm also not spending $250 on a bus ticket for him not to get on the bus. I'm not doing that either. Okay. But I do think, right, and that's the thing, Kendall, right? Like, and I think that I was thinking about it last night. I think that that's what keeps me allowing it, if that makes sense, right? Because I agree. I agree. I think I gave him 2 halfway houses to contact yesterday that are here in Florida. I gave him those. I don't know if he did, right? but because I'm not chasing after him, I'm not doing that. Especially, I'm sorry, especially if I have recordings with her in the background. All right. And I'll just leave it at that. I think that she is just in panic mode, and she is making herself look worse, and that's just the truth of it. Nobody believes your text messages, Kelly, right? So there's that. You know, also, I don't know if you realized this when you posted them, but you're the one that's manipulating him. I don't know if you realize that. So it's not right. And that's the truth of it, Eldon. It sucks, but it's the truth of it. And people know that when he started making his rounds, right? I specifically went into my paid sub server and I said the answer is no, do not contact me for him. Because I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not chasing him around to spend $250 on a bus ticket that he's not going to get on. I'm not doing that. If he leaves, then we'll talk. Until then, I got nothing. I said it before and I'll say it again. I got 10 Johnnies in my email, legitimately. So, like, I'm not wasting my time, energy, resources on people that aren't going to follow through. And that's just the truth of it. Yeah, I agree. And but that's my problem. Yikes, is that I keep coming back to I've had him blocked. He's blocked, right? But I keep coming back to the like, God forbid, like, God forbid something happen. I agree, Nays. I agree. Like, I agree, but I understand that he's stuck and not able to like see clearly, and I even understand that. But hi, Luann, at this point in time, until I got nothing. And it sucks. It really sucks because I see the Johnny that was, and I don't know. It's going to take some work for that. It's not the same person. Yeah, tell me about it. Right. And hi, JC. I hope you're doing all right. But if you jump off my live and then in a matter of an hour I get multi different fucking voicemails and recordings of y'all being together, right? It's so bad. Yikes. Well, I don't know that there's anything that's going to stop that. And to be fair, I do think that she exposes herself a lot more than anybody ever could. But one recording it was bad enough. The next one is just worse. So, and I feel bad because I understand, like, most normal people just can't shell out $250. But I won't put him on a bus until I know that he's got a place to go. I'm not going to put him on a bus for him to be homeless because the Mog Hater Club would have a fucking field day with that. It's irresponsible. Once he has a place to stay, then I will take care of it. And I'm not chasing him around for it. That's essentially how I feel about it. I mean, he's still saying he's leaving. So, I don't know. Right. It is it is what it is. Yeah, just me. I feel really bad for them, right? And I said this before and I'll say it again. He's the only one that could make the choice. Nobody else could do it for him. He has to do it. Right? And I'm sorry, but he just got on in and just so everybody understands, when I came live yesterday, I was going to go through the closing arguments of Corey Richens. And he asked me, I said, because again, I'm not chasing you around. I said, I'm about to be live. I'll contact you when I leave, when I'm done, whatever. He said, can I stop by? Can I get a link? I said, okay. So in my mind, hi. Yes, I did. In my mind, every time this happens, he goes a little further. And I did say this yesterday, where when those cycles get shorter, right? When those cycles get shorter, that's how you know, like it's coming to an end. And I don't know about y'all, but any relationship that I've ever been in, like 6, 7 months, we didn't act like that. That you know that this isn't normal, right? So do I, Sonia, and I know that she's the vindictive type. Like she will do anything. Never mind the fact that she threw that threat out there yesterday. That's crazy. Like that is a different kind of threat. And she's devious enough to fucking do it. So like while she's doing all this, also Kelly, I'm not trying to take your child away. You're doing that. You're doing that. I had nothing to do with the DCF report. I don't know who did it. I didn't ask somebody to do it. I know nothing about the DCF report. So stop telling people that, because that's on the recording as well. That's a lie. That is a lie. If I have something to do with it, I stand right here on this platform and I say what I have to do with it. I don't fucking throw a rock and hide my hands. When I do something, I stand on it. I don't have anything to do with that. I think that you have a lot to do with that. I think the fact that you are actively using, prostituting yourself, and living in an abusive household has everything to do with that. You put those videos out, not me. So you could thank yourself. You are the one that is quite literally doing this in front of your child. I agree. Yikes. I agree. But you remember yesterday, he really thought that she was being stalked and it was dangerous. They were following her around and placing. So like, that's why he rushed there. And I said it yesterday, and I will say it again. That right there, that control, right? I don't know like who and he has experiences with toxic relationships, narcissistic behavior. That type of control, she knew she had him. If he was going to leave Pennsylvania without seeing his mother's burial, you understand? Hi, OG. I hope you're doing all right. And unfortunately, right, she does. Or see, I listen, when I talk to Brian, right? Crazy, actually. When I talked to Brian, he told me she is never going to admit to a lie. He said she will make whatever text messages or proof she needs to in order to fit that law. And that is exactly what she's done. Despite the fact that every fucking text message she puts out, you could play with the contrast of and see that it's manufactured, she keeps trying. It's almost like she doesn't get it. But why would he be asking you if you touched his meds, Kelly? Why would that be a question? I agree, B. Gross. And unfortunately, listen, he's going to have to figure out why he accepted this. That is work he has to do. Nobody could do that for him, right? Like, you have to, when you're in, right? When you're in these types of relationships, there's always a core reason why you're accepting it, right? Whatever that reason may be, that's work for him to do. Now, do I think that his use is kind of in relation to the fact that he feels a shit ton of shame right now? That's what's happening right now. He feels a shit ton of shame because he had a code before he got there. This is not who he was before he got to Georgia. And I'm sure that is a serious internal conflict. You understand? And shame, guilt, those are the two things that are going to keep an addict actively using. And I'm sure that he feels a shit ton of that. But nobody can do it but him. And that's just the truth of it. It sucks, but amen, knees. And I think that it really sucks for him, right? Because I'm sure other people have been there, right? Where like You're seeing it from the outside, and you could say until you're blue in the face, until he is ready to leave, he will continue in these patterns. I agree, Luann. I agree. I agree. But I'm not chasing him around. I'm not doing it. Like I got enough. I got enough to do. I agree. But unfortunately, right? And if y'all are talking about a cap, right? I had a cap, you know? And I'm sorry, but if you're in that kind of, oh, it's your birthday, happy birthday. Also, I was kind of distracted yesterday, but yesterday was also Lindsay's birthday, so I do hope she had a good day. I know, Eldon, and it's sad, but I can't think of any other context that that would be in, you know? Where's the cat? I can't find the cat. And Kelly says something about it being in a white bag, you know? Weird. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't hi two of a kinds. I don't go and look. Like I don't really give a shit to be honest. I don't know what she thinks she's doing, but like you could do this all day in America, but the truth of the fact remains is that you continue to commit crimes while on probation. Oh, you want me I mean I could play you the recording with your DA. Do you want me to do that? Or how about the one to your local investigators? Only one of us is breaking laws here. And you seem to be blatant about it. You are posting proof that you are ignoring the conditions of your bond. Meaning that somebody, took you out of jail time and signed their name on a line for you that you were going to adhere to these conditions of your bonds. But why would you adhere to those conditions of your bonds if you don't adhere to the conditions of your probation? And I hate to tell you, Kelly, but it always catches up. Always. And now you got somebody like me, making sure that it gets done. I don't think he did. I think she left. Well, let me back up. According to him, she left. Her mom is keeping him away. Listen, yikes, I'm not mad about it. I'm glad. And the investigators know that it exists in case she tries to say that he assaulted her kid. I have that recorded. Okay. It blows my mind, Lily. Like I've never seen people act like this. Like blatant disregard for like what you're supposed to be doing because you already have gotten caught doing what you're doing. Also, I know that I said yesterday, remember when she said the mold, right? That they had to move because of the mold. That's not exactly true, is it? See, the problem with having a local in a small town, right, is that those kinds of things get back to people, right? And that's not true at all. Did you get evicted? Yes, you did. But the landlord also had other issues. Listen, I'm with you, Elizabeth, honestly. And I wanted to make sure that people understood my grounds because I don't think anybody should be giving him cash. I don't think that anybody should do that. And I felt bad. I answered some of the comments in that live and I heard myself say something like, because Nikki was like, oh, there's blank people in here. If everybody gave $1, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not. I'm be gross. Isn't it crazy? Hi, Jenny Cake. Listen, look, green Care Bear socks on. You got green Care Bear socks? Yeah, right. Listen, it sucks. But like, I don't know what she thinks is going to end here because consequences always catch up. The people that are letting you violate your probation are doing you a great disservice. They are. And that's just the truth of it. They are. Because guess what? You could have been gone into prison and gotten out of prison and been able to be a good mother. But here we are. You're still, isn't it exhausting? Y'all, I can't imagine living like that. Like constantly worried if the other shoe was going to drop. That's got to be like tiring. I'm telling you. Yeah, maybe. I don't advise that either, though. But I don't know who's worse at this point. Honestly. Well, that's the thing too. And after she got arrested, I did tell him to reach out because there'll be a victim's advocate. Her case is not closed. I don't know where that is coming from. That is a flat out lie. All right, that is a lie. Or see, me either. I would have been embarrassed long ago. That's just my opinion, but it just right. It's got to be, and it just goes to show that some people just are not self-aware. I don't know how, because like even apparently she's with the mom, but the mom is trying to, I'm sure, help the situation, if that makes sense. Oh my God. Ugh. I can't imagine what that place would look like because Lord, there was something else that I wanted to say and I forgot what it was. I don't know. She posted screenshots of a text thread. I don't know what that was supposed to do. Me too. I love my peaceful life. I don't want nothing to do with that shit, dude. For real. Like, I have chalk them up. Real quick. In that recording, Jonny says something about Dawn. All right. He says she went to Dawn's. Now, Dawn is a little important, and let me tell you why. That was the boss, that had a stroke that she called 911 for as well. Also, Brian told me when hi Rachel, when that week that Jonny was there and I was getting all this information and giving it all to him, right? She had left for the day with the hookah bag, right? And I was going to Brian to ask him how Jonny could figure out if that's what she was doing and lying, okay? And he told me that he X'd out on a map and showed me to send it to Jonny where Don's house would be. Well, come to find out, Don is an 81-year-old retired man that Kelly uses his house for in-calls. And then instead of breaking him off with money, she fucks him. So it's weird. It's just a little strange. Yes, be gross. So it's a little strange to me that Don's name keeps popping up, right? Everywhere in the recording with Jonny that was accidentally recorded. In my conversation with Brian, where we were trying to figure out where Jonny could go to catch you selling your ass, he mentions Don. And then when we pulled the FOIA on the 911 call, hi, Lumpy, I did. That's what we're going to talk about next. Okay? Ain't that some shit? That's weird. Oh, is that coincidental? Or like, do y'all believe in coincidences like that? Because I don't. Unfortunately for her, I think that she thinks that she's got it figured out. However, that's always the downfall of these types of people, is they think that they're the smartest in the room. And I'm sorry, but you get caught every single time. Why would you even keep trying? That's like, that's like you just want to go to prison. Because I'll read it for y'all in case you didn't, in case y'all didn't get to see in the screenshot that I added in a video the other day, yesterday. All right. This thing says, defendant. Oh, wait, that's not it. I'm sorry. This is not the one I want. No, this isn't it either. Hold on. Give me a second. Here it is. Special conditions of bond. It is hereby ordered that the above named defendant be admitted to bond in the amount of $1,200, subject to the following conditions on the granting and continuance of the bond. We're good so far? All right. Defendant shall stay away absolutely, directly or indirectly, by person, telephone, or other means whatsoever, without limitation, from the home, residence, person, job, or school of Jonathan Wilson, thereafter called victim. Have no contact or communication of any of character or character with the victim or any members of the victim's household or family, or with witnesses in this case. Not follow, place under surveillance, or contact the victim or any members of the victim's household or family, or any witnesses in this case, for the purpose of harassing or intimidating any such person, or otherwise violate OCGA section 16-590, which prohibits stalking. Oh my God, you remind me. I got to show y'all this, but remind me to show y'all. Other conditions or exceptions. Defendant's relation to the victim as follows. The defendant shall not use, attempt to use, or threaten to use any physical force. Did you do that in the recording yesterday? Anyway, any physical force against the victim or the child that would reasonably be expected to cause bodily injury. The defendant shall also refrain from harassing, stalking, or threatening an intimate partner or child, or engaging in any other conduct that would place such persons in reasonable fear of bodily injury. That's weird. So, excuse my confusion, right? That's a little strange. Now, I don't know about y'all, but if I was going to prison, if my bond was revoked, I probably wouldn't be doing that. Y'all. Listen, Luann, I'm telling you right now, I also, just so everybody understands, I don't have a problem with sex work. I have a problem with thieves. Okay? I have a problem with these. Hi, oxymoron. Also, like, if you're going to sell your ass, it's probably a good idea to not continue to steal from people. No? That doesn't dawn on you? It is cold in Florida tonight. So, hi. I hope y'all have a good St. Patty's Day. These lollipops, all right? If you don't know, I have a thing for lollipops, okay? These are Charms lollipops. But wait until I read y'all the flavors. This one doesn't seem weird because it's watermelon, all right? Buttered popcorn, okay? Waffles and syrup. Strawberry donut. I'm sorry, it might be, no, strawberry donut, okay? Blueberry muffin. And I think I know, JC, and it truly breaks. I wish he would. Hi, Billy. That's another blueberry muffin, buttered popcorn, and strawberry donut. Yeah, it is this. I know, but wait, are they? Yes, like Jelly Bellies. You're right. Also, I got a bunch of blow pops. Okay, these are my favorite. All right. Don't you make fun of me, Lumpy. This is my lollipop tin thing. Okay. I will find out for y'all. These strawberries and cream are my favorite. All right. Oh my God. You have no idea. All right. Somebody sent me, okay, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you. You want to see? I have a sweet tooth, right? And somebody sent me. Nosy, one, are you here? Somebody sent me. Y'all want to see the box of candy? I'll show you. This is all candy, okay? All candy. All right. Everything that you can think of is in this thing. All right. Right. You remember them? Not Princess? No. Somebody sent them in my P.O. box. Like it doesn't stop. There's just constant candy. So now, but to be fair, also these things are banging. All right. I'll never have to buy candy again. I'll never have to buy, well, I don't want to say ever again, but like, okay, wait, these, all right, the now and laters, the soft now and laters, oh, they're so good. But anyway, this sits on my living room table, all right, because I'm never going to use, well, I don't want to say never because, you know, then God forbid. Right. I'm going to find out where she got the lollipops. Hold on. Because I was like, do you just have like random like candy in your house? Like what? Hi, Give It Talk. And she was, I was like, do you have a sweet tooth? Because like, how did you find this shit? Hi, Big Banks. I'm gonna find out for you. Yes. I'm texting her right now. The Nerds Chew. Yeah. Lollipops. But I was like, how do you find this shit? All right. Oh, I got yelled at actually. Because Lily, did I show you these? I said I wasn't gonna like them, and she must have watched the playback and yelled at me. Because I'm not gonna use them because they have like personalized things on them. It says Villain MC. If you get it, you get it. The road is long, it's good for the soul. They call us a cult, but laughter's our goal. Thunder and dust, we ride with pride. If this is a scam, it's a hell of a ride. And I keep stuff like this, right? Oh, really? I gotta look into it. I don't use stuff like that. I keep it, right? And she yells at me, you better like that shit. Villain MC, respect is earned, not given. Founder and CEO, established 2021. And they smell amazing. So, and she yelled at me. She was like, light them. Hi, Ahmed. And I was like, I can't. Like, I save stuff like that. Anywhoosies, I asked her. She hasn't answered me. That's what we were supposed to talk about yesterday. I'm sorry. Is the yeah, right? Not Princess, if only. We were supposed to talk about the I know that's what I said, Shan. Like, I'm quite a sentimental. I have a box that is under this desk that, yes, I love them actually. I have a different one. Hold on. Cola Popo, ho ho ho. And the other one says Christmas stockings without coffee could never be me. Super cute. You know what? Maybe I should ask Spanish Dad if he could do a candle for merch. Anyway, I got distracted. Yesterday, all right, I wanted to do the closings in the Corey Richards trial. Yeah, but they don't really fuck with it though. Villain is trying to get into the guinea pig thing right now. Villy. That's why I wanted to watch it, because I wanted to see, because I was like, I don't know if they're gonna get her on the aggravated murder charge. Does she? There's one of them. Hold on. Right, the defense was terrible. You're absolutely right. The Perfect Match shop. It says smells like a spooky bitch lives here. The Perfect Match shop. These were really amazing. I don't know if she got them at the same place. Hold on. This one is from Purple Vertigo Candles. They have an Etsy shop. So Be Gross. I wanted to watch it. That's what I was live for yesterday, and I kind of got sidetracked with the Jonny thing. But I didn't. I think that the defense sucked 100%. And I was talking to one of my friends who is a I don't know if forensic accountant is her title, but that's what she's kind of involved in, right? And it's become a running joke because I'm terrible at math and she is like an accountant genius, right? And when I was watching the testimony of the forensic accountant, I was like, how in the fuck was she getting away with this? However, right, that's what I'm saying. I didn't see it. Oh, really? Pretty Problems? I thought I was questioning yesterday. I was like, "Oh my god, she looks like she's gonna faint." That's literally the first thing I've seen her do outside of like try to stare witnesses down the entire trial. And now this is what I don't understand. And somebody had to explain it to me because I was like, she's going to life. She's going to spend the rest of her life in prison, right? So why are the payday loans was crazy lumpy. Not only that, but she was also kiting checks from a negative bank account for thousands of dollars. I couldn't believe that. I was like, how did they let this go on? She was using her husband's business bank statements to get those payday loans too, which is wild to me. All right. And don't get me wrong. Oh, me too, Billy. Me too. But now, right, like she's got another trial after this. What's the point of that? I understand if there's an appeal and blah, blah, blah. But why are we going to waste the money if she's spending her life in prison? We know she did it, you know? I'm not sure. Oh, really? I got to ask my uncle. My uncle he owns a business in Boston. Right? But like, hi, JJ. If this was you or me, all right, we would have been, I would have been in prison long ago. Right? And I feel so bad for those kids because now they have no parent. And don't get me wrong, I don't know that she was a great parent. Right. Oh, yeah. Right. Finn, a cat just walked by outside, and Finn is like, mm-mm. Right. But Lumpy, what's the point? Hold on a second. I'm trying to get the place for the lollipops for you. Hold on. These ones. Hi, Squish. How are you? Let me see if I could find them because she said she gets them from a client. And I don't know if that's something that everybody could do. So let me see if I could find them. No, I got it. Hold on. Y'all, I have so much travel. I feel so bad for those kids because now they're without like y'all, I love Ryan Gizmo, Ryan's cat Gizmo, and Lily Grace has been posting Jax. So now everybody knows how cute Jax is. Why? Why are they covering the kids? You hear the baby? I'm looking for you. No, Eldon, and it blows my mind. There's got to be a specific line. Here we go. No, that's not it. Here we go. I found some for you. All right. It is called That Charms Valentine's Pops. Jax is so cute. He is so cute. He's always been one of my favorite dogs. So those were all the flavors. It was watermelon, waffles and syrup, strawberry donut, buttered popcorn, and blueberry muffin. They come, you could get them like this. All right. He is cute. He's one of my favorite dogs. But they're temporary. So if you want them, you gotta or I'll send you one so you can try it or whatever. Right, and that's what's no. Listen, nothing that she's done has been normal. I want to say that I don't think that it is normal that any of it, and I have some of that too. Yeah, I don't think that that's not how a business is supposed to run. Like if you're having to take out payday loans, spending thousands a day to keep your business afloat, it's probably just shut it down. I know. Finn is like, don't be giving nobody else a home. It says Walmart, but oh, there's inside out ones too. Y'all are gonna keep me distracted. I know. And I was surprised that they got her on the attempted, but that just proves that like they had her, you know? Oh, maybe on Amazon, you're right. Oh, I agree. Hi, Krista. I agree, Lumpy. And did you hear the attorney try to say that? Hold on. No, I found him. Right, but like, come on. Come on. Hold on, y'all. Let me just do it this way. No, the people I showed them in my chat, and people were like, "Where'd you get them?" So I just wanted to know where they could get them, and I googled. Her attorneys were like, "But one property can be worth 12 million," and I'm like, "That's." I know that they were terrible, and y'all, I've been having a hard time with defense attorney. You didn't see it? Hold on, okay. I will show you. I'm gonna have to scroll back. You didn't see it, Giacomo, but I couldn't fucking believe the amount that there was no profit. There was no profit. Everything was being paid out to like, hold on, I'm close. I had to scroll back because I sent somebody screenshots like, what the fuck is this? Listen, that judge was so good. Hold on. Almost there. The judge was really good. And I looked up like his bio because he was so young. The payday loans, right? I'll throw these in Dropbox so that we could talk about them. Just give me a sec. Let me grab them because I deleted them out of my phone. And if you're not familiar, then hi, Skittles. I'll throw them in Dropbox so everybody could see them. So, all right. Wait, let me put them up. Oh, really? There was another case that I just saw. I didn't stop to see what was going. Afroman, the guy that sings "Because I Got High." Do you remember him? There was a trial playing when I signed into YouTube. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'll throw them in Dropbox and pull them up so that if you don't know, you could see. I know. I thought the judge did a great job. And he was young, right? I was like, holy shit, like he looks to be a very young judge. Hold on. I have to make sure that here we go. All right. So let me get this. Hold on. I also haven't checked in on the nurse, so I should probably do that. All right. This is the checks that she was writing. Okay. I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it clearly. These are the checks that she was writing from her personal account. Okay. Look at the balance in the account when she wrote the check. I couldn't fucking believe that this was allowed. All right. The balance is zero, and she writes a check for 2,100, zero 4,000, zero 3,000, zero 5,000, negative 51, 10,000. I couldn't believe that y'all, I was shocked. Okay. I could not fucking believe it. Hold on. Here's another one. Hold on. Now, mind you, this is a business, okay? This is a business. These are her. This is the overdrafts, all right? And the way that the forensic person was discussing it, she's right. Look at the difference in October. Yeah, it was so quick, right, Cookin? You see how before that, it's not really much for 12, right? These are overdraft and NSF, right? But in October, something changed. And look at the fucking amount she's overdrafting. 359. What up, bang? $360,000. You ain't wrong. Mm-hmm. She paid, hold on, almost fucking $5,700 in overdraft fees. And she didn't have it. What up, Flyers? I hope you're doing all right. Hi, clever girl. Is this real life? No financial crimes here, though. You know, nothing going on here. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. And what blew my mind is this, like the fact that she was kiting checks, right? Hold on. The fact that she was kiting checks like this. What the fuck? Do y'all see this? Hold on. No, is this it? No, that's the same one. I'm sorry. Hold on. But that forensic accountant was so good. This one is the one I want. Sorry. My bad. This is insanity, y'all. Do you see this shit? Get the entire fuck out of here. Reckless. This is crazy to me. That's possible. But do you really think she was going to get off? Like, even if, right? Even if she didn't, she would have still been fucked with the financial crimes. This is insane to be writing checks like this with negative money in the bank. That blows my mind. I don't know, but this is crazy. You're writing $10,000 checks with negative 51 in the bank? That's wild. Wild. And I didn't look to see like what the but I think it's automatic life, not the possibility of parole there. Right? Be gross, right? Like you don't forget about that shit. That's what I'm saying, arm it up, because my bank would have never allowed it. So like, how in the fuck was this able to continue? That's what blows my mind. And then forget about the fact, no, they were letting her do it. Forget about the other side of it, where she was the payday loans and the fact that she was using her husband's companies, writes a book about it. No, did y'all see her get sent? Like, did y'all see her when the verdict got read? No, that's right. Because I don't think she expected that. And she's fucked. Tracy, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. Right. The bank was like, nothing to see here, right? And like, she had to panic once, like, after, I don't know how she thought that she was going to get away with having him overdose, and just, yeah, I thought she was going to faint. I was like, oh, she doesn't look good. She does not look good. I know. Bank's like, we didn't see shit. Oh my God, Lumpy, that was terrible. That was so sad. I felt so bad for that girl because that woman put her life savings. She gave her $45,000 of money, a waitress, by the way, that she saves her entire life, and Corey fucked her out of that house. Oh my God, not princess. And I felt when they came back, I was like, it's guilty, 100%. Like they have to be guilty. And like I thought she was gonna faint. She did not look well. She did not look good at all. Trump, listen, y'all. I don't know about this war that we're in. You know, grow a friends. Like, oh boy, hold on. Yeah, it's crazy. But she did that with everybody. She wasn't like a good person. And I'm sorry, but her right, but cooking, wasn't that like decades ago? Oh yeah, right, JC? Crazy. I'm sure she'll be a huge risk. I'm trying to see. I missed it. Right, but like, like if you overdrift, the bank is like, hey, you gotta deposit or move these funds or else you're gonna get hit with the fee. They just let her do that. It blows my mind. It truly just, you know? You're right, Elton. They haven't, and I just don't think that it's gonna go well. I don't think we're gonna end in a good situation here, and it's really fucking unfortunate. You know? Right, long time. I knew that. Right, 2000. Like, it's really sad. Yeah, some banks give 24 hours, but Floyers, this was madness. That is crazy that she got away with it for that long. Crazy. I'm looking for what did he do? Does anybody know? Hi, Cheryl. The because I got high guy.
Bring the news when you picked up the money.
Oh, it's a defamation case?
Beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house with AR-15s. So that's why I brought the news. And
did y'all see this?
So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
I brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
You didn't bring the news.
Have y'all seen this?
Knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the miscount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must have got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of, they turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
Afroman. I know, Missy. I couldn't believe how she was like, is he being sued for defamation or is it the other way around? The guy, because I got high, remember that song, Because I Got High, he was in court.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yes.
All right.
It was playing while I was at work and I wasn't sure like what it was, gonna be. Wait, why does it say I'm featured? Does anybody know? Why does it say that? I've never seen that before. Oh, I don't think that I think that nobody should be cuddling up to children. That's not okay at all, ever. Afroman, yeah, I don't know. Look, hold on. Let me try to get back to it. Let me see if she's got it. No video. We could watch like a synopsis. Hold on. Let me share it. Hold on. I don't know. It was on my YouTube homepage when I opened it and I was just kind of listening to it and I was like, huh, what the fuck? But hold on. So I'm not sure what's going on. I thought that maybe one of y'all would know. Hold on. I got it. No, go down.
Go ahead, Mr. Green.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, he's being.
For the record, would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
You are known under the stage name as Afroman, is that?
Okay, but why are we dressed like this? Does anybody? Why are we dressed with the sunglasses and all kind of weird?
Correct?
Yes, sir.
And you create music videos and do performances,
I love
is
it.
that right? How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50.
Yes, sir.
And how many countries have you performed in?
I don't remember, but not all of them, but I've been to a few.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a lot of days, but I don't know exactly.
And you have a residence here in Adams County, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been performing for 20 or 30 years, is that right?
All my life.
All right. And is it fair to say that one of the first big hits you had was But Then I Got High?
Because I got high.
Because I Got High? And do you think it's accurate to say that that song has had over 300 million views on YouTube?
Sounds right.
Right.
You have a large presence on social media, obviously, correct?
Depends on your definition of large. There's bigger people than me, but I'm all right.
And on
Hold on, Missy. Did I understand that they served a search warrant at his house and he used images from his surveillance cameras of them kicking in his door, and cops are saying he didn't have permission to use those images? Is that a joke? Pardon my confusion, but couldn't he have requested body cam footage and done that? So, is that a thing? But like, I'm confused. But wouldn't they have been able to get right? But like, oh well. They're suing the because they're suing the because he used the camera images in a video, and that's why they're mad. But it's his what's the right? What's what would be like the legal? I'm confused because I'm not seeing one. It's his camera footage, right? Which means that he would have the rights to use it for whatever the fuck he wants to use it for, right? Or am I wrong? Because this seems a little excessive and I'm so confused. But it's his camera footage, which means that it would be his right. I am so confused. They found nothing and no charges were filed. They are saying it made them feel unsafe. Ohio. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Listen.
Instagram, is it fair to say that you have 247,000 followers?
Yeah, I just got some of them the other day.
You got new ones coming all the time
I could see that.
Yes. Not all the time, just here lately.
because the trial's coming up.
Yeah, all the publicity from the officers lawsuing me is running up my numbers.
Amen.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you have almost 1 million followers, 983,000. Is that right?
I haven't looked. It was 977 last time I looked.
And on TikTok, you have about 392,000 followers.
I haven't looked at it, but that sounds kind of right.
You know when you post something that a lot of people are going to see it, don't you?
Yes.
When this search happened back in August of 2022, Mr. Foreman, you weren't at home?
No.
You were driving home from Chicago?
Yes.
And you got an alert from a family member that the sheriffs were there searching your home. Is that right?
Yes.
And you were able to turn on your phone and watch through your home security system what the deputies were doing for a period of time, weren't you?
Yes.
I'm going to see what they were looking for.
And is it fair to say you were angry and upset about this search?
Oh.
I wasn't happy.
And is that why you posted the things we've seen this week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the.
All right. It says in August of 2022, Adams County, Ohio police raided rapper Afroman's home, investigating alleged kidnapping and drug trafficking, but found no evidence and filed no charges. Afroman used surveillance footage of the raid in viral music videos, leading to a lawsuit against him by the deputies claiming defamation. On August 21st, 2022, Adams County Sheriff's deputies raided the home of Joseph Foreman with a warrant targeting suspected drugs, drug paraphernalia, and kidnapping evidence. No evidence was found, no charges. In April of 2023, several deputies sued Afroman for using surveillance footage of the raid in music videos and social media posts, citing invasion of privacy and damage to their reputations. I'm so confused. Countersuit. Afroman has vowed to countersue for damages to his home and career using the music videos to highlight the actions of the police. Afroman claimed that during the search, hundreds of dollars were seized but not returned. Right, I'm so but if I'm like, but he would have been able to FOIA the body cam footage and get it anyway. So forgive my fucking confusion. He put it in music videos. He created a song, search warrant. I'm so confused because, like, Afroman got most of his money back after an August 22 raid on his Ohio home by the Adams County Sheriff's Office, but about $400 was missing, leading to further investigation and lawsuits over the incident and Afroman's subsequent music videos about it. While the money was returned in late 2022, an internal investigation confirmed deputies miscounted some evidence bags, accounting for some discrepancy, but the $400 shortfall remains a point of contention, and the sheriff's office is now suing him for his viral videos. I know, you're right. It just doesn't, I'm so confused.
First place, the whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't have wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact. Nothing.
That's what I'm not understanding, because generally, right, if it's your surveillance system, right, that's what that's just what I'm feeling, and I don't know much, but that's what I feel like. If it's your surveillance system, generally it is your footage, therefore you own that footage. So you could do whatever the fuck you want with it. People post their footage all the time and don't get sued. But in another way, if he would have filed a FOIA on that body cam footage, he would have gotten it anyway. And so what if he posted it then? Oh, you're right, Missy. You might be right.
So all of this is their fault.
And because they executed a search warrant on your home, that gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet?
Because
Is that right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
yes,
Yes.
I'm just going to be 100% honest here, okay? If you come kick my fucking door in, all right, and don't charge me with anything and find and don't charge me with anything or find me anything in that search warrant and I have that security footage, I'm fucking using it. What the fuck do you mean?
tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport, doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house. Yes, I did.
That includes the right to post the videos that you've just been posting up until Friday and beyond, right?
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean, I entertain for a living like you practice law for.
It is his footage. It's his footage. It was captured on his surveillance. What the fuck are we talking about here?
Living. So I have to go to work.
Yeah. Hell,
The deputies left a warrant return at your house, didn't they?
I think they left something with my ex-wife. I'm not sure.
Well, you saw, as soon as the search was over, as soon as you got home, you saw a document that showed exactly how much cash had been taken from the house, correct?
I know I got paid $5,000 for the show that suit was in. I forgot that money was in that suit. But, I heard, I don't know what piece of paper I heard. I knew they took some money. I just knew they took some money. I knew it was 4,000-ish. I knew they took some money and they seized some money and some weed and some, I don't know what else. Just
You knew how much money was in that pocket when you came home and saw the warrant return, didn't you?
It was $5,000 from back when I did that show. I remember it was $5,000. But anyway.
So is it your testimony that they actually took $5,000 instead of $4,300?
No, I just know.
So Ohio is not a one-party state. I mean, Ohio is a one-party state. I have thin hair. Okay, Ohio is a one-party state, but I'm gonna have to learn more because I'm like.
I know when I did that show, it was with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Red Rocks in Denver. The balance of that show for me, they sent in a deposit, but the balance was $5,000. I put the $5,000 in my coat pocket. I got drunk, I got high, and I forgot to get that money, and I hung that suit back up, and that's where they got that money from.
So it was $5,000 they got.
Yes, it was $5,000 that was in my suit when I got paid in Red Rocks. Now, after all of this stuff, whatever, it's I don't really know the complete number. It's 46, it's 430. The number bounces up and down. But all I know is I got paid $5,000 at the Red Rocks with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa when I played the Red Rocks in Denver.
And you got $4,000 returned, right?
Oh,
I don't know the exact amount.
Well, you were there with the news when you got it.
Right. And the lady at the sheriff's station admitted that the sheriff's was short. You can go watch the 19 News.
You knew when you saw the warrant returned,
Yeah.
didn't you? That the amount that they were saying was taken was actually
Right. And that's the thing though, Missy. Do they not think that they're gonna be embarrassed more now? I can't even believe that this is what this is about.
more money than was in that suit pocket.
I didn't warrant.
That's why you brought the news to the sheriff's office when you got the money back, because you knew that they had miscounted the money and the number on the evidence bag was actually
I didn't know
more money.
nothing. The lady at
more-
the sheriff department
good.
just volunteered the information. I was sitting there, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News that the money wasn't right.
You remember in your deposition when I asked you, why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house with AR-15s. So that's why I brought the news and my attorney. So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the
hay out of
discount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of it. They turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yes.
All right.
And they volunteered the information that the money wasn't right. That's just an extra something we found out. But I came with my attorney and the news to make sure the people running around my house with guns didn't take me into jail and do something.
You had a safe in your home, correct?
2 of them.
2 safes. Did the sheriffs look into those safes to your knowledge?
Got it.
Yes, they
The
did.
deputies?
Yes.
And
Yeah. Facts.
how did they get the combination?
I gave it to my ex-wife so the sheriffs wouldn't pull my safe out the floor, take it to the station and put something in it and try to say that whatever they put in my safe was mine. So I went ahead and gave my ex-wife, who I didn't want to give my combination to, it was just safer. I went ahead and gave her my combination so they could open up the safe and realize that they just vandalized somebody that don't even have nothing in the safe.
And do you know what was in those safes?
It was absolutely nothing in the safes.
Don't you keep jewelry in those safes?
No.
Didn't you tell me that in your deposition that you keep jewelry in those safes?
I do.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home after the search?
I didn't put nothing in the safes.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home?
Nothing was in them, so nothing was missing from the safe.
Obviously.
You talked to Randy Walters on the phone before you got home that evening during the search or right afterwards, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He told you that they were taking some money and some vape pens and a small amount of marijuana. He told you that.
Yes, sir.
I want to see what the countersuit is.
You knew, didn't you, Mr. Foreman, that there had been an investigation by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office into the discrepancy about the cash that was missing from your home, correct? You knew there was an investigation.
Yeah, I knew the sheriffs was investigating themselves.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever ask for a report so you could see how bad this investigation of themselves really was?
Yes, I was trying to get involved any way I can. The investigation was going on without any of my participation.
Did you ask for a copy of the report?
I did. I asked for everything. I was trying to be involved. I didn't.
So you've seen the report?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I just saw it a few minutes ago.
Well, you had an attorney when you got the cash returned, correct?
In October of 2023, the court dismissed the officer's right to publicity and unauthorized use of individuals' persona claims, claiming that certainly as public servants, the plaintiffs have to expect that they may from time to time be subject to commentary and criticism regarding their performance of their duties. Although the court allowed the defamation claim to proceed because of the details of the alleged statements, it acknowledges that police officers acting within a scope of their official capacity are public officials and therefore enjoy only limited protection from public discussion and criticism of their performance as public officials. Statements made about public officials are constitutionally protected when the statements concern anything other than a touch of an official's office. I'm trying to see how much they're being sued for. Right. That's why I'm so confused. Like, how? How? I'm trying to see how much they're suing each other for. Because this blows my fucking mind. He's got them. Oh, this is the problem. He has them on camera literally stealing out of his suit pockets. The legal term for cops stealing of people's money is called civil asset forfeiture. Hold on. That's crazy. I can't even believe this. I'm like shocked that this is a thing.
At the station,
Yes.
I had attorney. Yeah, my attorney was present.
Did
when
your
I got my
attorney
cash.
ask for a copy of this report?
It wasn't in it when I got my cash back from the station. It wasn't an investigation until we realized money was missing.
Well, did you contact your attorney and say, hey, get me a copy of that report?
Your Honor, I'm going to object.
Right, but,
Well, Mr. Kling,
but whether the attorney has a copy of that report or not, okay, it doesn't mean he read it. That's come on.
wants to talk about his client's attorney-client privilege in maybe way, but Mr. Foreman does have attorney-client privilege with his attorney at that time. And we are going to assert that privilege because it's a privilege he has of right.
And so far, he hasn't asked anything privileged. So I appreciate the sensitivity, overrule the objection, and we'll pay that. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your testimony is you never saw a copy of Detective Robinson's report until today.
Yes, sir.
And that's because you didn't want to see a copy of the
I
investigation.
did want to see. You don't know what I want.
What?
I did want to see it.
You did.
I wanted everything that had something to do with my money coming.
And that was 3.5 years ago. Correct? And you haven't seen a copy of that report that you wanted to see until this afternoon. Is that right?
That's right.
Right.
I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this goes. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it? That's the whole basis of your claim that your money was stolen, is that the amount of money.
I just. You got this man in court for using footage from his surveillance camera, okay, that he decided to make music videos with. And not a single motherfucker in the Epstein files has been charged in this country. This is fucking embarrassing. Your priorities are all fucked up.
That was in the bags is different from the amount of money that was written on the bag.
Yeah, my whole thing is they never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing.
it?
If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. None of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad
I
about
do
what
care
they
about
did.
if they stole them.
But
Police officers shouldn't be stealing
Hey.
the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the amount.
How about the
Dr.
lady admitting that she took?
Could you answer my?
She admitted that she took my money on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
Yeah.
Go
Nobody,
argue with her admitting that she took my money.
nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go look at her admitting that the bag is short
Mr.
because it
Foreman,
stayed open all weekend long or 2 weeks after Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do it right.
just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes.
This is,
Nobody
So it looked like
admitted
somebody
that they
took it.
took your money.
I'm saying, be gross.
Correct.
It was short. She admitted, she said that it was short.
Yeah.
And usually it's 10, 5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing? Odd.
You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs and snitching on his friend, and you posted those based on rumors, didn't you?
Right, Jason.
We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls. He buys them beers and gets them drunk and all kind. That's probably the reason he had to leave the Adams County Sheriff Department, because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls, and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Norwood.
All right. You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Well, let me ask this one again so I can get an answer. Do you remember in your deposition when I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian Newland are true, do you? And you said, well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Do we have a copy?
But here's the thing too, though, right? He could have said that 3 years ago, but then things came true. You understand? How can I explain this? Like something that I might have said 2 years ago that I knew a nugget of information about, right? I might know a lot more information about that now, years later, because I dig into it more. Does that make sense? But I don't think that he's going to get on the stand and call people fucking pedophiles unless he knows. That's crazy.
Another copy of that? Because I'll show it to you. I can show you my copy.
Yeah.
Refresh your recollection.
You're gonna refresh his recollection.
It's
Tree. You then use the screen.
thank you, Judge.
Hi, Katie.
If I can get it working here.
Your Honor, I would object to using the screen to refresh his record.
That's exactly right, though, right? Like Lily, so he's not saying that, oh, I made this up because entertaining, right? No, he said it's more entertaining if it's true. What is really going on here?
Recollection, that's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, he can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with a police report. If an officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report, we would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and then we'd re-ask the question.
We can do it that way, just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage.
Exactly.
If Mr.
Just make sure you think he reads it right, otherwise I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Sure.
So just read it. And then if we want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken, Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on
Right.
September 3rd, 2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in DJ Osborne's office.
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that you used to film that video that we saw last night
Love it.
with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips. And that actor was sitting in the same chair that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition, wasn't she?
Yeah, the actor played Lisa because like I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's the office we're talking about, and that's the office where I took your deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that deposition, I'm referring to page 84 of the deposition.
Hold on a second. Do you mean to tell me that this guy just went to find that question in a deposition that says something about entertainment? It's better entertainment if it's true. Did he really just make all that waste all that time? Because there's nothing wrong with that statement. That statement doesn't say this. This is wild to me.
I had asked you
I
about,
object, he's testifying.
No, he's using the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right, so sit down, please. Go ahead.
did I ask you this question, and did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman? Question: would it be fair to say these are rumors?
Hi, Jesse.
Answer: Stephanie said it, and some other people that don't remember, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something. They shake my hand. Yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question: you don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right?
It's 3 years ago.
Answer:
That could have changed.
well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
But that's my question.
I've always
Thank you.
put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's
Yeah.
my basis, and I've always
We noticed that.
yeah.
And
yeah,
your
so-
attorney's going to be able to ask you whatever questions he wants. Right now, I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman.
This blows my mind, y'all. I don't know, Ryan.
You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys, do you?
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy's butt. It's too much for me. So if you just use your eyeballs, and then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
That's your evidence for posting that
Well,
pedophile stuff
hey,
about
I'm just
little
trying to
boys.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude. It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
Amen.
I'm going to refer you again to your deposition. If you don't trust my reading of it, I'm happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But on page 98
Crazy as
of your
right.
deposition on that same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer: no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
What are the line numbers?
Beginning with line 11, ending with line.
Hey. I don't know this attorney's name, but maybe he needs to go question some people in the Epstein files. I think it is incredibly fucking embarrassing, okay, that this here is even in a courtroom. This is crazy to me. I don't even understand how they're trying to sue this man for using his footage of them kicking in his door or whatever the fuck, executing a search warrant. But we have pedophiles that have allegedly eaten children okay, definitely traffic them, and they are walking about this fucking world. Go find them. Maybe that's a better way to spend your fucking time than questioning this dude who, like, this is crazy.
And 14 on page 98.
How embarrassing.
You have no evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your
Tracy, I just found it today and I was trying to see what it was about, and I'm just mind blown that this is a fucking thing.
money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Since you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back to your deposition again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
What?
Your Honor, if I may, can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he does the deposition?
No, it's too important, so please be specific. Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
I'll be sensitive to that, so you can rephrase, I'll sustain that. You made the conclusion, but it's not memory, so you've got to go back and fix that.
All right, Judge, I will. Thank you. Do you remember telling me in your deposition, Mr. Foreman, that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
Yeah, I she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. I didn't know who took them. So, for all the officers was a suspect in the first at first, because I didn't know where. After the deposition, I realized that Brian Newland was in charge of the money, and I knew where to focus everything. But at first, all the cops was a suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras, and I couldn't see what they were doing.
All right. Well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money, but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out?
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
I don't blame him for that.
All right. So just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
No.
No, that's the problem, Missy, is that this is the actual trial. Yeah, the actual case. Yeah. But they're using the deposition.
But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation or be here.
And is it true that one of your big motivation really in making all of these posts is to make money?
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under the circumstance that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Okay. So the answer to my question is,
so this happens all the time. I've never seen it go down in a courtroom though, because he said that he got a $5,000 payment that was in that suit jacket, right? After the cops gave it back to him, it was $4,600. So that's how he knows, because he knows it was $5,000. However, okay, stuff like this happens all the time where cops, the search warrant's the wrong place, they cause damage and they get paid, whatever. It happens all the time. This is to go to these lengths to try to sue the man is fucking wild. Have a good day, Lions.
Yes, your motivation was to make money.
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under the circumstances that they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
I'm just wondering, is that a crime in a capitalist country? I don't think so. What the fuck? What is happening here?
You made enough yet to make up for it?
Right.
Not really. You know.
How much have you made on it?
I don't know exactly, but it wasn't hardly $24,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money on today, right? With the new posts and advertisements and things.
It's publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
No, publicity. Just me. Just everybody. Thanks to them bringing publicity to this. It's just you know, an opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
Hey,
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place.
period.
Fact, if they hadn't came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career.
Fact.
All of this is their fact.
They
All
brought
of
up,
this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
so what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
Ooh,
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office.
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday.
Yes, sir.
damn.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's questions about how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes,
And you saw your attorney say, do we need to take a break?
yes,
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person, she is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony.
I'm fucking mind blown. Oh, is this happening? Is this even happening right now that he is asking him, did he see
About her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter who came home upset. You heard all that, but you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming in my house in the first place. So if they hadn't have came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home. If they
why do their kids matter more than his kids? Am I crazy? Why does the way that their kids feel matter more than his kids being held at gunpoint? I'm so fucking confused.
did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place? No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is crazy, y'all.
You want to continue, I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was going to actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so let's just talk about it.
Okay, so
Am I wrong here?
Thank you, Judge. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
I'm Randy Walters.
And Mr. Walters, how are you currently employed?
I'm a sergeant with the Adams County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been a sergeant?
I'm not for sure the date that I was promoted to sergeant. I've been with the Sheriff's Office since 2010, I think it was.
Since 2010?
Yes,
How long have you lived in Adams County?
my entire life.
You went to school here?
Yes,
Do you have family here?
yes, I do.
You have a wife and children?
I have a wife, 4 daughters, and 2 little boys, or 2 sons.
Those 6 kids altogether?
Yes.
Are all of those your own kids?
We are a little bit of a mixed bag.
They said that they were looking for oh, you're good, Amber. They said they were looking for trafficking and drug paraphernalia.
I have 3 biological kids and 3 children that I adopted through foster care, yes.
What are the ages of your children?
My little boy, who's biological, is 10 years old. My next daughter is 14 years old, who's adopted. And I have a 17-year-old that's adopted, an 18-year-old that's adopted, My 22-year-old son is biologically mine, and my oldest daughter, who's 26, is mine. They're all mine, but biological and otherwise. Yeah. And I've had the girls since my 14-year-old was about 2 months old.
And this will become relevant, I think, just a little later, but I'm going to ask you about the race of your adopted kids.
So 2 of my adopted daughters are biracial Hispanic, and my youngest adopted daughter is biracial African American.
And your youngest is the 14-year-old?
Now she's working, yes.
And in the fall of 2022, she would have been
Around 11, I think.
around 11 or so. How'd you go into law enforcement?
My father was a police officer, and it's just something that I've always worked towards doing.
And you're the rank of sergeant right now?
I am.
And you took part in this search of Mr. Foreman's home back in 2022, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Can you tell us just a little bit about what your role was in that search, just generally?
I was called in to assist with the search, and you have what's called an entry team. I was asked to come in and help with the entry team on the search.
Did you have anything to do with counting or keeping the money that night?
No.
Have you been accused of stealing money from Mr. Foreman's home?
Yes.
Can we look at Exhibit 27, please? Before we, I don't know if we can do this, Natalie, but can we see the date and the number of views on this?
You can see the bottom, it's really hard to see the way that the media playing system works, so it's blocked by this gray bar, and the gray bar doesn't go away. That was all.
All right, so well, let's just play it and see what happens. Thank you.
I went Texas, I work daily. I get ready, my Beetle Bailey, Randy Walters, private eye. I used to look as like doggy style.
Could you see anywhere on there the date on this video?
It says 3 years ago, 727K on the views.
So it says 3 years ago. That would have been sometime in
Do y'all remember NWA or no? Did anybody sue NWA? Like, what the fuck is going on?
2023, I guess. And did
Your
you,
Honor, I'm gonna ask, is there a specific date and time on this?
This one, just with the way that it played on YouTube, it doesn't show the specific date, but I can represent that it was the 23rd of October 2022.
And I would object to represent Your Honor.
Okay,
So we don't know the exact date from this image.
from this image now.
2023.
3 years ago, and did you say 727,000 views?
Yes.
Now, we have 3 other exhibits that show the same clip on different platforms and dates. Is that right, Natalie? I'm just trying to figure out the most efficient way to do this. Can you bring up Exhibit 28 and just show us the first slide?
I work daily. I get ready, my Beetle Bailey, Randy Walters, private eye. I used to look as like doggy style.
All right. Now, do we know when that one was posted? Can we see that?
I cannot make out when that was.
I don't understand, but this is taken from his surveillance camera, which means legally he's the owner of said footage. I can't even believe this.
Was posted. No.
Can you tell what platform that was posted on?
That's on YouTube, and it seems like 974,000 views.
All right. And is there any indication of a date that you can see?
Not with the words it's covering up
We'll
now.
have to figure out how to do that because that would be doable.
Well,
All right. Can we do
it's October 4th, 2022.
you find it?
Yeah, when it was October, it says down below it, October 24th, 2022.
October 4th?
Whatever she did, it took the line down. You can actually see it.
It doesn't go away while the US policy has to be playing.
You have to play the whole thing again, so let's don't do that.
Have a good
Um,
night,
oh.
Elton.
It didn't go away this time.
Let's see if it'll go. There we go.
October 4th, 2022, 500, 12, 574.
Thank you.
On the views.
October 4th, 2022. We got a date on that. Let's go to Exhibit 29. And before we,
My goodness. Who gives
do you know what? Can you tell what platform this
It
is?
says Instagram.
Instagram, and can we find a date?
I couldn't even tell you where to find one on Instagram on that.
All right.
So, well, October 4th, 2022. It says right here.
All right. So
Your Honor, he says right here, could they please indicate where that is in this?
You'll see a logo on the bottom corner. It says Afroman with a symbol in the middle of it. If you look just to the side of that, it says
I did-
October 4th, 2022 with a heart with 1.1K and messages is 71.
okay,
I cannot read that.
Next question. Go ahead.
we got the date on that one. Let's go to Exhibit 30, please.
I get raided by Beetle Bailey. Randy Walters, private pie. I used to fuck his wife. Jonny.
Why the fuck are we watching this video 4 fucking times? I am so confused here, y'all. What is happening? See the shirt? It's a chihuahua. What is happening here? Why are we doing this? I'm so confused.
Do we know the platform on that one, Mr. Walters?
Is this the same video right here? It's still up because it's
Yes,
Instagram.
same one that's still up.
Instagram.
Instagram. And can you see a date?
September 25th, I believe, of 2022.
All right, thank you. And can we look at Exhibit 26?
Are we going to do this again?
Walters is a son of a bitch. That's why our country's like they got to do rich.
All right. And I guess we should identify the platform for that one. Can you tell what platform that is?
So it's Facebook, August 26, 2023.
Thank you. All right. Did you become aware of these posts, Mr. Walters, at or about the time they were posted?
Yes.
How did you become aware of them?
My personal post, I found out from my children. And my daughter came home and advised me that she was getting messed with at school because apparently her mom is having sex with Afroman, and since she's biracial, that must be her daddy, along with being a thief.
Never gonna happen.
And how did that affect you?
It's horrible. It's hard when your job that you're doing affects your family, which affects you. When you have a kid come home crying that's already been through a life,
Listen,
and now they're getting.
I'm just being honest. It's getting really fucking old. Why do your kids matter and not his? Like, this is fucking crazy to me. By your reasoning, his children should have mattered if you're fucking kicking in that door with fucking guns. Get out of here. This is fucking.
Hazed and harassed because somebody thinks it's funny. Somebody knows it's not true. Been with my wife for 28 years. She didn't have an affair with Mr. Foreman. She didn't make my daughter with Mr. Foreman. But now my family has to be harmed because of straight up 100% lies. Where in the world is it okay to make something up for fun that's damaging to others when you know for sure it's an absolute lie? That's a problem.
Some of these posts that we've seen call you a thief.
Yes.
Did that affect you or your job in any way?
Yes. We as we've already heard, we can't go to calls, not figuratively every call, but the frequency of like people automatically, you're stealing Mr. Foreman's money. You illegally raided him. You've done all these things. You know, your wife's having sex with him. Is that why you stole his money? Never touched his money. It's been proven. He knows.
Somebody say that to you?
Yes. You can't make these simple street arrests with people that are mouthy. I get that. But now there's just fuel.
There is no street arrest. The search warrant that y'all executed turns up no charges, no evidence, and he's got money missing and is in court for his freedom of expression? What the fuck is going on here, y'all?
And then the fact that at the time I worked night shift, Adams County is a rural county. You do your work in your car a lot of times. You do your paperwork in your car. Well, try to find someplace safe to sit when you're literally getting death threats because of lies. You're absolutely in fear for your safety to begin with as a police officer. But now intensify that because somebody is lying about a situation that they know the facts of. Now you have to worry about it because the calls, the comments, everything, all lying. It created a situation that was uncalled for, that was unsafe and unhealthy for the officers involved. The problem I have is the respect for my family wasn't near the respect.
This is going to beyond a narrative.
Over
Mr.
rule.
Foreman could ask.
Y'all executed a search warrant, which is part of your jobs, okay? That is your job. Nobody signed you up for that, right? That's a job that you willingly took part in, and you served that search warrant with no right. I'm so fucking confused how this is in a courtroom right now. If I might feel differently if it would have wound up with evidence or a charge, but it wasn't. So clearly, somewhere there was bad information given to the cops, and they decide to do the search warrant. That's on y'all. That ain't on this man. Dax, agree, Angel. I can't even.
You responsive?
Go ahead.
It's crazy.
The respect for my family, including my law enforcement family, wasn't nothing like the respect I gave to his children the night of the raid. I stopped what I was doing when his wife, who I know and have been friendly with for years as far as being associates, said, hey, they were next door. Somebody pulled in and they're scared. I stopped what I did, what I was doing, and went and checked on his kids to make sure they were safe, because that's a priority to me. But the same respect that was given to his family had no regard to mine or me. And that affects me, because to see my family in distress because of my job is distressful to me. To have the public send you death threats over lies is distressing. And it was easy. Stop with the lies. But that wasn't enough. It's happening today. My kids came home yesterday because of new posts.
Your
Same
Honor,
thing.
I'm going to renew this objection again.
Yes.
It's beyond the narrative at this point, and further, this is not bringing in evidence that is beyond this.
We're not going to allow like videos from yesterday. I get that. Last Friday, we have video. I get what you're saying about the evolving nature of the conduct. That testimony is consistent with other people's experiences of the harm. So we're not going to bring in the exhibits. We're not going to bring in the content.
But they can testify about stuff that's happening at this time.
Yeah, it's the effect.
Okay,
It's
I
not
would
the
an
content.
objection for the record. on
Got
that.
it. You're in. Next question.
Had you finished your answer?
Yes.
Any other ways you haven't mentioned that you want to share about how these accusations of a theft and your wife having sex with Mr. Foreman have affected you or your reputation?
It's affected all of our reputations, from a baseless lie till now, that we are not thieves. We didn't steal his money. I never touched his money, but I'm in the group of thieves. We stole his money. I spoke to him on the phone when he was concerned that he was going to be arrested that night. And apparently in some way on the phone, he didn't like my attitude towards not fixing his door. I'm sorry if you felt that I disrespected you in some way. I was explaining to him that we don't have the means to fix his door. We're leaving in care of his wife. But I also cooled his fears that we're not coming to arrest you. Deputy or Sergeant Newland would like to talk to you. Get your attorney and come and talk to us. There's not going to be an arrest warrant for you. If we need to talk to you, we can find you. We can call you. You can come in. If arrest warrant would occur, turn yourself in, go through the system, and do whatever. Nobody's chasing you through the woods, as reported. Nobody's doing any of that. The respect that was given to him, which I guess is not required in society, was not put forward to us.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Dr. Jonny.
For the record, you stated previously your name was Randy Walters.
Randolph Lee Walters Jr.
Okay.
I
And
go
so
Randy.
you go by Randy. Do you mind if I call you Randy?
It's perfectly fine, sir.
This is crazy. Right, I'm so great. I can't.
So you extended,
Maybe he probably shouldn't have named them. He should have probably used like a pseudonym or like a pen name, right? But still, can you imagine like can you imagine rappers now gonna be in well, Dirk is on trial for his song lyrics, but still, okay, this is crazy to me. This is crazy. I agree. I agree. Exactly. In his mind, right? He doesn't know which one took the $400. He just knows that it was there and now it's not. He probably should have given them different names. I agree. However, but that's what I was just going to say though. However, they're public servants, right? When George Floyd was killed, we got their names, right? Whenever there are officer involved shit like that, we get their names. So if you're doing something wrong, stealing, okay? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Mr. Foreman, a significant amount of respect that night.
I felt that I did.
Waste of time and money.
If I show you some of the surveillance footage, can you explain how to show respect?
Sure.
You want
Right,
to-
exactly.
This is the exhibit number.
This will be exhibit F, defense exhibit F. This will be an excerpt of the security camera footage of Mr. Foreman for the kitchen of his home. From the time in question of August 21st, 2022.
Picture it. Counter time, you know, the court deals with no jury saw.
Pardon me, I'm
Jury counter time, so the court deals with what the jury saw.
So I'll ask a couple questions before we close down. So you took part in the search warrant execution.
Yes.
You were part of the breach team into Mr. Foreman's house.
Yes.
You had a riot shield like thing.
No, a ballistic shield, sir.
What's a ballistic shield?
It's a bulletproof shield. It's commonplace when doing raids that police officers get shot.
So you know what I want to, I would like to know what that police records look like. I think that might, because I don't know. I would imagine that it's public record. In New York, you could put an officer's name in and see every time they were accused of whatever. I bet this isn't the first.
So,
And it's a safety device.
so it's a safety device shield about yay long with a little hole, a little window in it so you can carry it forward.
Yes.
Right, but that's
So you see what has been marked Defense Exhibit F?
Yes. I see something on the screen.
Okay, so on that screen, does that appear to be the kitchen of Mr. Foreman's residence?
Yes.
And you would agree that that gentleman there with the firearm is Mr. Brian Newland?
Yes.
Okay. And so this would be the beginning after breaching the door?
From this, I can't tell what part of the entry it was.
Let me play some. Okay, so this would be starting the security camera footage of 8/21/2022, starting at 8:13 and 4 seconds p.m.
right.
I've stopped here for the last question. So you talked about a ballistic shield. Is that the ballistic shield you're referring to?
Yes.
And you would be behind that ballistic shield?
Yes.
Yeah, right. I wouldn't do that. Right.
So putting this image in perspective, you're behind the riot shield.
Yes.
Officer Sean Cooley's behind you. Brian Newland's in front of you. And Sean Grooms is going forward with the assault rifle.
Mhm.
And you're flipping off the security camera.
No.
That's not giving up there.
Now, do you know how to use a ballistic shield, or do you like me to tell you?
Let's watch it. Finger went down, right?
There's a light activation on that shield. It's 35
The
pounds.
finger went down, correct?
If you think I slipped him off, you can think that that's not what it was.
Okay.
There is a light activation on the handle of the shield.
Mr. Walters, ready for the question. So you were called a couple names by Mr. Foreman, one of those being, what was it, Beetle Bailey.
Yes, sir.
Does anyone believe you're Beetle Bailey?
Probably not. That's a drawn cartoon.
Beetle Bailey is a cartoon that's in the newspaper.
Sure.
Been there for years. So that would be an exaggeration. Okay. And when they call you a son of a bitch, that would be an opinion.
I'd assume that would be an opinion.
Okay. Because there's no way we can prove whether you're a son of a bitch or not.
Nah, she's been dead for years.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about your mother on that. Yeah. But you would agree, though, that when someone calls someone a son of a bitch, it's not necessarily a statement of fact. It's more a statement of opinion or a description of a person.
Sure.
Okay. Same thing with being called, I think it's Gomer Pyle.
Yes.
Okay. No one would think you're Gomer Pyle from the movie.
Obviously, that's a character in the movie.
Yeah. But you're not that person.
Obvious.
This may sound stupid, but you've been a law enforcement officer for a long time, correct?
Yes.
You've been called many derogatory names, correct?
Over the years,
You've been called a son of a bitch before, correct?
not published, but yes.
Okay. You've been called other things even worse, correct?
I'm sure over the years I've been called many things.
It'd be fair to say that during those years, people probably said bad things about you and your family also.
You know, I honestly can't remember bad things being said to my family, but I can remember bad things being done to them.
Do you believe everything you read on the internet?
No.
Do you believe everything you read in the newspaper?
No.
Sir, you could just say that the reason why you're doing it is because he is a famous person. I might have a little bit of respect. This is fucking crazy how you people have been calling you derogatory names for years, right? Do you believe everything that you read on the internet? No. Then why the fuck are you in the courtroom, sir? What the fuck?
You probably tell your kids, don't believe everything you hear, right?
Especially now.
So are you testifying and claiming that because Mr. Foreman called you Gomer Pyle, you've been painted in a false light with the public? I'm taking it one at a time, so I'm going to get
The Gomer Pyle?
Yes.
I'm not claiming that, sir.
You're not claiming that being called a son of a bitch is a claim you're pursuing that Mr. Foreman called you.
Correct, sir.
Being called Beetle Bailey, you're not claiming that is part of defamation proceeding on that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And neither one of those three statements have painted you in a false light, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, it paints you in a different light than what you are, but correct.
So you're solely being painted in a false light due to Mr. Walters saying he had sex with your wife.
Mr. Walters does have sex with his wife. Mr. Foreman doesn't.
Good catch on that.
Yeah.
So you're claiming that is the defamation statement is that he said he had sex with your wife.
Yes.
Okay. And that's painted you in a false light.
It's caused tremendous pain in my life.
I'll get to that. We have to go through false light first. So does it paint you in a false light?
Yes, that my wife is cheating on me with Mr. Foreman.
But we all know that's not true, correct?
I don't know.
Wait, you don't know if your wife's cheating on you or not?
You want to go there?
No, I just want to ask that question. But you said you don't know. I
I've
just
been with
need
that
the
woman
answer.
since middle school.
I know.
I would hope she wouldn't. But you know what? Once somebody puts it out there for their fun and entertainment, it's out there. And it's a problem.
So it's something we cannot verify the truth of? Is it a thing that can be verified, true or false?
Ask your client.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask for direct the witness to answer the question, yes or no, please.
That you don't like his answer doesn't mean he didn't answer.
He didn't answer the question. He told me to ask another person. That is not an answer to the question.
So ask him another question.
True.
That was his answer. You didn't like how it came out, that was his answer. They can't make you say something else. You can ask him another question.
And so are you claiming that Mr. Foreman saying he had sex with your wife is a private fact about your life?
My family is a private part of my life.
About your wife?
Him having an affair with my wife would definitely be a private part of my life if that was occurring.
And that has affected your reputation?
Yes.
Okay. And so am I right in concluding that the other final statement that you are claiming that Mr. Foreman said about you that painted you in a false light is that you're a thief?
Yes.
Okay. And that stems from all the posts that and all the exhibits that Mr. Klingler referenced earlier?
That's what he showed.
The ones that talk about the police officers in general?
Yes.
Were you ever disciplined due to anything Mr. Foreman said?
No.
Ever passed up for promotion?
No.
This may be a stupid question. Were you a sergeant before or after the
Before.
search? Okay. 'Cause I know you put my-
Oh, so where's the damages? If you got a promotion after it, yeah, I agree, Llama. I agree.
Remember when? So I was just curious on that.
It was from before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked to the People's Defender or Informer about the statements?
We were not allowed.
So you were not allowed by the sheriff of Adams County?
Yes.
Agree.
And you had a cease and desist letter sent prior to January 1st of 2023?
I personally made no notification.
Okay.
Everything's been made through my attorney.
But that would be after January 1st, 2023, to your knowledge?
I'm not for sure the date.
If this lawsuit was filed after January 1st, 2023, you would agree then that it would have happened after that?
I don't know if they sent you guys a letter before or after they filed suit. I do not know that.
So that would be something I should ask another plaintiff?
Yeah, I didn't handle the paperwork. I don't know what date you got that, sir.
Okay. Do you agree that how you act during your job duties affects your reputation?
It does.
And I think I've asked this, but I'll ask again. The public has commented on your job duties in the past?
I'm sure they have.
They've been critical of you?
I'm sure they have.
Did you order Lisa Phillips to disconnect the security camera?
I don't, and I haven't reviewed body cam since that event. I know that the intent, if I can, for the camera system is, in speaking with Detective Newland, that they thought there was some type of operation of narcotics transfers there. So it would be obvious that if there's a surveillance system, that would be on it. That camera system was disconnected with my multi-tool by Sergeant Phillips. I will trust in the fact, because I have not reviewed it, that I said, hey, disconnect it. I don't know for sure that I did, but I know that she used the multi-tool to disconnect it, and it was placed in the central area in that room for evidence to be collected, because it was to be collected. Because obviously, if you thought something was going on in the residence, you collect the surveillance system, you go later get another search warrant. I didn't find out until a couple days later that that was not actually collected.
It was left at the scene,
Yes.
but it was disconnected.
Yes.
And you were
To
standing
take as
there
evidence.
to take as evidence.
Yes.
But it was not taken as evidence.
It was not.
So the only thing taken as evidence, significant evidence, was the cash.
There was a jar of marijuana that was found in like the ball cap room, some cash, and some vapes, as I remember.
together.
No one was arrested for threatening you, correct?
Not our choice, but no.
That was a choice made by the sheriff.
I can't tell you whose choice it was. I know that the agency as a whole was very upset and very concerned, and between the powers that be, whoever that is, there was no charges filed.
This may sound stupid, but being a son of a bitch is not a crime, correct?
No.
Can I have a second, Howard?
I'm shocked, y'all. I can't even believe this is a real thing.
Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Osborne.
This guy.
Mr. Walters, I'm not going to put the body cam up again. I was frankly a little confused about what it was supposed to show, but explain to me what it was that Mr. Osborne said he thought he saw that you were explaining.
May I stand up, sir?
Yeah.
A ballistic shield weighs about 35 pounds. Okay, it's very big. One hand has your firearm, or if you're using it for something, the other hand, there's a bar like this. To activate the lights that's on the front of it, there's an activation switch on that shield. That's what occurred.
So so
Okay, listen. All right, I might have been born last night, at night. It certainly wasn't last night though. So if you're holding the ballistic shield like this, why do you have your finger up in the camera view? Anybody? Does anybody buy that? I just want to know if anybody buys that. Okay. So what he's saying is that I'm sure it is heavy. I'm sure it's heavy, right? Right. So if you're holding it and you have to it grips here, right? I'm going to assume that it grips here because of what he just said. What the fuck are you doing this for? No? Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't the only one that was like, Okay. Okay.
your finger moved or something?
Yes, that's how you activate the shield. And it's also 35 pounds. Once you're carrying it for a while, it takes a toll.
So were you trying to flip the bird to his security camera or something? Or no? Were you trying to make a disrespectful gesture in any way?
No.
You were asked a lot of questions by Mr. Osborne about things you might have been called before, criticisms you might have undergone before. Has anyone called you a thief before and published it?
No.
Has anyone ever published a statement that they fucked your wife?
No.
Have your kids come home upset because somebody said Afroman was somebody else was their father at some point before this?
As recent as yesterday. Because everything is brought back up again.
You filed the suit, sir. What the fuck do you mean? You filed the lawsuit. Did you think that y'all were going to file this lawsuit and nobody was going to talk about it again? No, of course, when you do something like that, it's all going to be kicked back up. This is fucking wild.
Were you at Mr. Foreman's deposition?
It was not.
Okay. Those are all my questions. Then.
Recross.
Go ahead and recross it up.
She's been up on all these cases. So that came on when I opened YouTube today, and I was like, what? I meant to look into it, but I came live, so I kind of got distracted. But I can't even believe that this is a fucking thing. I'm dumbfounded that I might feel differently if they found something in the if he was arrested or if there was some kind of crime or charges that followed after they executed the search warrant, I might feel differently. But there wasn't. And I'm just astounded that things like this move forward in the justice system and we just ignore the sex trafficking and the cannibalism. Just blows my fucking mind. This is crazy. Right, exactly. So if you've ever, like, even if you haven't, right, side-eyeing like a motherfucker. Why did his kids mad that they're saying that his wife is cheating with Afroman? Why does that matter? But it doesn't matter that man's kids was held like with an AR-15. It's got to be both, and unfortunately, that's just not the country we live in today. But it blows my mind that this is a thing. And I agree. I could see kinds of both sides with the why they closed the camera down. I could see a safety issue for the police if they really think that that's what's going on. They don't want them to monitor the movements. However, I don't think that that's fair. Right, that would be different. Right, Lily, that's what I'm saying. I might feel differently if that was actually the case, but instead, all we have is they stole money from him after kicking in his door, and he tried to make light of the situation, doing what he does, and posts it in a comical way, and they're like, sue him. What the fuck? What the fuck? I can't even believe it. Right, Tracy. Exactly. What the fuck is happening here? I have some really good ideas for y'all to waste some of this time that you apparently have too much free time. Like, what is happening here? Crazy. And you got a promotion? So where's like the actual damages here? I'm so fucking confused. And listen, people lie about me every fucking day. Are you kidding me? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. I'm gonna see if no. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end. These cats are starting to grill me, looking for dinner. I hope that everybody has a good day. Right, like what is happening here? And they have it on the news that $400 was missing from the search thing. Get the fuck out of here! Right? Oh, right, Dirty Smurf. What do they think is gonna happen after this suit gets fucking tossed? Because God, it's trash. I hope y'all have a good day. Yeah. What's her saying in there? Mina. She's talking. She's like, it's dinner time. It's dinner time. Now, I hope because she hears me talking, so she's, what's her saying? You're not going to be able to hear now because the fucking air just kicked on. I hope everybody has, yes, if you're going to eat corned beef and cabbage, not my thing, but if you're going to eat it, I hope you enjoy it. I hope everybody has a happy St. Patrick's Day. If you drink, please drink responsibly. All right. Don't be a piece of shit today. Kelly, you're fucked until somebody thinks that you're doing better. You can hear her, right? Until then, remember, we're not gonna give any money to either one of them, right? I'm not doing it either, Big Rose, so I don't blame you. I hope, yeah, I bet not. She learns. I said it at the beginning. She learns the bags, like the treat bags and such. When I open them, she starts weakening. So she's picking it up. Yeah, don't drink the scope. I don't recommend anybody do that. You know, probably a bad idea. But you know, maybe Kelly, hey, Kelly, maybe you get clean. All right. Maybe try that before the consequences start piling up. That's just my opinion, right? Like, I think that you should get clean before the hammer comes down. But what do I know? You know, I'm just a girl with recordings and way too many opinions. All right. Oh, I love that, Lumpy. Be safe. Yes. I hope everybody has a good night.